Hello there! If you're new here, I'm Miriam and this is my gaming perspective. Rumors everywhere! The rumor mill really loves it when a new video game is being developed. And it comes as no surprise that it would also love Breath of the Wild. Being one of the best-selling video games of all time and the best-selling Zelda game ever. With new rumors popping up every day as if they were bubbles. I feel like its release is getting closer and closer with every day that passes. That is the main reason why I thought to make this video, in which we are going to explore the things I want to see the most in the Breath of the Wild sequel. So sit tight, like really tight, grab onto your chairs tightly, because we are going to be seeing some few things I would like for them to add in the game. First of all, I want Epona included in the game. For those of you who are new to the series, Epona has been Link's loyal companion since Ocarina of Time, which was where we first saw her. She is a horse and she's actually named after the Celtic goddess of horses. And if I'm not wrong, Epona's name actually comes from the Greek word epos, which means horse. Whoa, I'm slightly wrong. It doesn't actually come from Greek. It comes from, would be obvious. If Epona is the Celtic goddess, well, epos comes from Celtic, right? And then we have the suffix ona, which means on. In Breath of the Wild, there was a way you could get Epona, and that was through amiibo. But I wasn't really happy with this. I would want her to be included in the story. Maybe not as a part of it, but maybe like the Master Sword. In order to find the Master Sword in Breath of the Wild, you have to make your way through the forest and through a fog, which, let me tell you, was horrible. I don't know how much it took me to get through that fog, but I definitely cheated. Yes, I looked up tutorials online and walkthroughs because that was impossible. It was horrible. God damn it. And once you got through that fog, you reached the Deku Tree and you could get the Master Sword. Provided, of course, that you had 13 hearts. Because if not, you would die. It would be game over, my friend. Game over. So maybe in the next game, they could add Epona like they added the Master Sword. I'm not saying Epona is as important as the Master Sword, because clearly she's not. The Master Sword is the Master Sword. But it would be nice if we could also have to go to a remote place in order to find this legendary horse, which would grant you more speed or more, I don't know, it would have to be a special horse. It would be a nice touch, I think. Another thing I want the most in the sequel is more cities. In Breath of the Wild, you had 6 cities, or 7 if you ended up building Terry Town. You had Gerudo Town, Goron City, Hateno Village, Kakariko Village, Rito Village, Sora's Domain, and Terry Town. And I'm not really taking into account places like the Giga Clan Hideout, the Karakara Bazaar, the Flight Range, and places like that. I'm talking about cities, settlements, where you can go there, talk to people, buy clothes, arrows, whatever you need for your adventure. And for me, they were nice, but they didn't seem like enough. I guess they were not big enough, maybe. And don't get me wrong, the first time I played Breath of the Wild, I spent hours and hours exploring all the world, all the nooks and crannies, all the fountains, all the mountains, everything I could explore. I did explore, but I don't know. I guess I want more things to interact with. I'm not saying the world is empty, but if you are not a huge Zelda fan, then you might have missed a lot of the beauty around certain areas. Now, another thing I really want, and I'm sure I'm not the only one clamoring for it, it's playable Zelda. For me, she doesn't have to be playable in the main story, or she doesn't really have to take a part in the main story. Though if she did, that would be really nice. That would be really cool. But she could be added as a bonus after completing the main story. I wouldn't say no to that. But after so many games released in the legend of Zelda, why are we always playing as Link? I think everyone, the first time they get in touch with The Legend of Zelda, always confuse Link for Zelda. At least that's what I did when I didn't really know anything about The Legend of Zelda. I knew it existed, I knew there was a series of games called The Legend of Zelda, but I always thought that the person in the posters was actually Zelda. And please don't kill me, sometimes when I'm playing the game, I know I'm playing as Link, but I'm like, okay, sometimes I talk to him and I'm like, okay, come on, Link, go. And sometimes instead of calling him Link, I call him Zelda. So I guess it's about time for Nintendo to allow us to play as Zelda, because the games are actually named after her. And I'm kind of tired of her being a damsel in distress, always being inside the castle or in some kind of peril, and I just, god damn it, please. Another thing that I find that is lacking in Breath of the Wild is after story content. So in Breath of the Wild, once you defeat Ganon, you basically go back to your last saved spot. That is, you go back to a place in time where you haven't defeated Ganon. And I mean, that is good, I guess, but I would wish they would allow us to defeat Ganon and to continue playing the game in a post-calamity Ganon world. In some cases, I guess this would defeat the purpose of the game, because the monsters would disappear and then the only thing you would be able to do is walk around and talk to the characters. But maybe they could have added a few more quests, or more quests like building Terry Town, trying to rebuild Hyrule, or doing something like that. That would have been really interesting. So I really hope that in Breath of the Wild 2, they do something like that. One of the things I think a lot of people were frustrated with in Breath of the Wild was the durability of the swords. And while I was frustrated too, I didn't really mind it. However, what I'm really interested in is not the swords or the sticks, because you could also fight with a stick, which in real life would be ridiculous. Like, can you imagine someone coming at you with a gun saying like, hey, give me all your money, and you're like, wait a minute, I have the master stick. You cannot touch me! And then you die. Because that would be really stupid. Really stupid. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's no master stick to be found. Trust me. I've searched for it. There's no master stick. There's nothing. Sadly. Only normal sticks. What I would like is an improved battle system, with maybe a few different combos and different attacks, and maybe to some people this would make the game more complex and more difficult, but I think it would add a nice touch to the game and to your adventure. The last thing I would want them to consider is adding more Zelda music. More music in the game. Because I don't know about you guys, but don't you like to go to Hyrule Castle just to listen to the music? Like, I love to go to the Hyrule Castle, even if that's going to kill me, just to listen to the soundtrack, to the Zelda theme. And I must admit that, of course, music doesn't really make much sense when you're walking through the nature, when you're climbing mountains or where you're doing stuff like that. But I don't know, I guess that more music would be appreciated. More music in the towns, more music everywhere. Not in the wild, but more recognizable music. Because right now, the ones I can remember from Breath of the Wild were the one from Hyrule Castle, Ka's song, Mifa's song, which isn't really the song from a village or it's just her theme, right? And Sidon's. And so yeah, what I can basically remember is characters' themes. Sidon, Mifa, Ka's. And I would like them to add more memorable songs to the villages and to the places and all that. I just want more of it. More Zelda music I can listen to when I'm doing whatever I'm doing with my life right now, which is not much, to be honest. So that concludes the list of the things I want to see the most in Breath of the Wild 2. What are you most excited for? Would you want to see other things in the game? Do you agree with my list? If you would like to see another thing in Breath of the Wild sequel, please leave a comment down below telling me all about it. And if you guys have liked this video, please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos in the future. I'll see you in the next video.